Hey, what's up? It's your boy, 24/7 here with 24/7 Fusion Media. I just came across this article late last night. Jim Henson's company's puppet wranglers complain about unsafe conditions and abuse. Wow. Abuse in puppeteering. From exposure to toxic chemicals to abuse from puppeteers, wranglers have dealt with their fair share of issues over the years. You know, this is my first time ever hearing about anything like this. I wonder what Snowdub would think of this, if he hasn't heard of it yet. The Jim Henson Company is known for creating some of the most beloved puppets in the world, including Kermit the Frog, Miss Piggy, and countless other Muppets. However, it appears that certain people behind these lovable characters, specifically the Wranglers, have been subject to unsafe conditions and abuse. This reported by The Hollywood Reporter. Puppet wrangling is an on-set position that requires a wide variety of skills alongside expertise at building and repairing puppets. As of this writing, there are only about 25 people in the world who works as full-time wranglers. Wow. And they are seeking union representation, as no one in their position has successfully done so since the position was created around the 1970s. Holy shit, only 25 people in the world can do what these wranglers can do? That's interesting. I don't know anything about puppeteering, so this is my first time catching wind of this, but let's see what else is going on. The fight for unionization and the life of these wranglers was illustrated in a story from one on Disney Plus, Earth to Ned. When working on the show produced by the Jim Henson Company, he was told not to interact directly with one of the show's star puppeteers, Kevin Clash. Oh, I know who Kevin Clash is. For y'all that don't know, Kevin Clash is the voice of Elmo. So, yeah, that's interesting to, let's see what else is said. Amongst other puppeteers, he's known to be very bubbly and kind. He recalls being warned of Clash. But when it comes to Wranglers, I was told he tends to be condescending and nasty. Wow. Okay, I don't know Kevin Clash. I don't know about his personality. I just know what got him fired from being Elmo. That's interesting. For those unaware, Clash is credited with creating and voicing Sesame Street's Elmo. However, he was also charged with 4 civil lawsuits by 4 men who alleged Clash had inappropriate relations with them when they were minors. This led Clash to resign from Sesame Street Workshop, despite all of these cases later being dismissed as the 6-year statute of limitation on the allegations had expired. Wow. So just because of the statute of limitations, oh my gosh, 6 years? And that's how he was able to get out of that. That's fucking wild as shit. Clash would eventually join the puppet world once again when he began working with Brian and Lisa Henson, the children of Jim Henson, on various Henson Company productions, including The Happy Time Murders, The Dark Crystal, Age of Resistance, and the previously mentioned Earth to Ned. Wow. So he's still working, even after all this shit. Getting back to Earth to Ned, the Wrangler from earlier in the story would eventually learn of his temper firsthand. Okay, what happened? He yelled at me because he was leaving a voicemail as Elmo for someone's kid. The Wrangler said, I think I was standing too close to him. He told me to shut the fuck up. Kevin Clash told him to shut the fuck up. That's wild as shit. Hi, this is Elmo. Nya, nya, nya. Hey man, you too close to me, dog. Shut the fuck up. That's fucked up. Damn. So Kevin Clash did that, huh? While other puppet pros would defend Clash, the Wrangler and the dozen other people interviewed by the Hollywood Reporter story painted a picture of workplace abuses for these Wranglers. Wow. The hazardous life of a Wrangler. I guess we're about to get into the nooks and crannies of this shit, right? Many of these Wranglers are freelancers, and this means living in fear of the health consequences of working around toxic glues and chemicals used in puppet making. They also must deal with being viewed as lesser than their puppet performer counterparts, even though they tend to be far more skilled in the fabrication, engineering, and manipulation of the puppets. Damn. So they can do all this shit, but they still get treated like trash. That's fucked up. The job of a Wrangler is eating shit and taking blame, said one seasoned Wrangler. As far as toxic glues and chemicals are concerned, these have been a suspect in the illness and death of many in the puppeteer business. Wow. And that matter is made worse at the Henson Company's creature shop, as the alleged last record visit by an OSHA inspector was in 2017. So the last time the Henson Company's creature shop even had a fair inspection was 5 years ago. Yeah, I bet you some shit's gonna change now that this fucking article came out. Wow, that's fucked up. Furthermore, the Wranglers interviewed for the story never had safety training, and the safety protocols at the company were left to them and them alone. Wow, so basically I don't even know what to say. That's kind of fucked up, man. So they just left to handle this shit however which way they find fit, right? That's bullshit. They're supposed to be doing safety seminars, chemists, industrial hygienists, and safety consultants to SAG after Winona Russell said about the Henson Company. Do they? Fuck no. Pardon my language. It would take so little to take the necessary precautions, but they just don't do it. Wow. That's bullshit. And especially if that glue and all that bullshit is fucking killing people at the end, and they don't want to take the proper safety precautions to make sure everybody's good. I hope something changes, man. This is wild. This lack of safety protocols had led to the Henson Creature Shop having a litany of workplace hazards, including industrial-sized cans of barge glue being placed around the workshop and gallons of flammable polyester resin stored in damaged, leaking buckets. Oh, and breaker boxes and electrical wires are just a few feet away. Holy shit. That sounds like a skit from the old Muppet Show of so much shit, ready to fucking go down and go haywire. In addition to safety hazards, Henson shows like Fraggle Rock, Back to the Rock are chaotic, underfunded, and short-staffed. Wow. Who would have known? When I arrived at my last bill job for Henson, they'd been working for 1 week on a job budgeted for 2 months, yet were insisting that the company was out of money. One Wrangler said it raises a really fundamental question: how and where is the money being spent? How can the company be out of money if it hasn't built anything? While many believe unionizing could solve many of these issues, there's also disagreement within the wrangling community of which guild would be the right one to join. Hell, I didn't know they even had guild. But then again, what do I know, right? Damn. It's hard for one group to want to claim us, says Wrangler Rachel Burson, because we do handle the costumes on the puppets. We do handle the props on the puppets. We do special effects. We have to put our foot in so many different departments. I think it just falls under the concept of tradition. This is just always how it's been. Wow. They do all this shit. It's a lot to hear how fucked up this really is. I didn't know that shit like this was actually going on. That's sad. The Jim Henson Company denied any of the allegations described in the story, including that the company is anti-union. Henson is not anti-union, says a lawyer from the Jim Henson Company. Neither is Brian Henson or Lisa Henson. Henson followed and respects all labor laws. The company does not tolerate abusive behavior. Wranglers and puppeteers both play important roles in Henson Productions. The company respects the right of employees to unionize. Many of these Wranglers are now looking forward to the next round of negotiations between the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers and SAG-AFTRA, which is set to take place in 2023. Even more hopeful things change well before then, especially with the help of SAG-AFTRA puppeteers. So, well, what do you guys think of all the abuse happening in the workplace over at the Jim Henson Company? When you start hearing how these people are treated, how unsafe the work environments are, and the fact that these puppeteers are actually dying from all the chemicals and bullshit that they have to fuck with on a day-to-day basis. Who knew that, these people that were sitting there and doing all they can do to bring laughter and joy and happiness to generations of kids and just people all around the world, we're actually dealing with this kind of shit behind the scenes. It's pretty fucked up, and I hope it changes. But you guys let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Please share, like, and subscribe if you haven't already. It's your boy, 24/7 here with 24/7 Fusion Media. and I'm out. Peace.